Amanda and welcome to Rainy Books with Amanda. A quick little intro. I just started my YouTube channel about 3 months ago, and so right now I'm doing book reviews, manga reviews, and I do silent vlogs here and there. So if there's anything that you would like to see me do in anything like book stuff, manga stuff, or even silent vlog stuff, let me know down below. I also have a blog site where I do write my book reviews, so you can find all my reviews down there. I'll link my blog spot down below. I also wanted to give a minute. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, but I did want to talk about Candles with Victoria. Now, lots of book lovers love to read books with a nice candle on or a nice wax smell. And I love Candles with Victoria. I think that her designs and her scents are just so nice. And she is a small business owner in Texas. She has been doing candles for many years now, I believe since 90. But I just really love her candles. I actually found her because I watched Kendall Ray, the true crime YouTuber and podcaster. And she was doing a partnership with her, so then I looked on her website and there's just so many scents and that you can get and so many designs. It's really unique. I will link her website down below, but you can get whatever scent you want and whatever design that you want. And I just think that her candles are so beautiful. And these are the ones, I just got these in the mail. So I got this one. This is the Kendall Ray one. And this one's lavender. And if I could put like a 4D thing where you could smell, like it just smells heavenly. And this one is blueberry coffee cake. This one has her shop on it. And it's just so cute. Just like the lavender one, it smells heavenly. I also have another one that I bought at the beginning of the summer, but it's kind of doesn't look as pretty anymore. But I'll link the picture. If you like candles and reading with candles, or just having candles in your home, in your space, or melted wax scents, you can go look at her below. And I just wanted to give a shout out because I love supporting small businesses, especially in Texas, because that's where I'm from. But yeah. So anyways, the book that we are going to review today is called 6 Feet Under Texas, and it is by Chu Schneider. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but it is by Chu Schneider, and it is a very interesting book. And I also want to say that this book review is a Lone Star Literary book review. A little bit about them. They are a small Texas business that helps Texas authors promote their books. And so they get bloggers like me to help write reviews. So I did get paid to write this review, but my review is my own thoughts. They do not make me write 5-star reviews at all. So all these opinions are my own. But they are a great author resource and just like a reading resource for people that just want to know different things, events, and things going on in the Texas literary world. So I'll link them down below as well. So a little bit about Schneider herself. She is an author, speaker, and researcher who specializes in cemetery symbols and haunted lore. As she puts it, I used to write fiction, but then I moved to Texas. Schneider's books include Unexpected Texas, Paranormal Texas, Understanding Cemetery Symbols, and many more. 6 Feet Under Texas is the first in her new series, Cemetery Tales. So 6 Feet Under Texas is, let me give you the quick synopsis. Whether you use this book for armchair travel or to plan an actual road trip, Chu Schneider invites you to explore the cemeteries of Texas as she reveals overlooked history in these open-air museums. Along the way, you'll learn about famous graves, unique tombstones, historic headstones, unsolved mysteries, forgotten customs, and much more. So when I first picked up this book, I didn't realize all the things that I was going to learn. So when I picked it up, I thought it was just like really cool tombstones. I was like, oh, like I guess I just skimmed through the synopsis and I just was like, oh, it's just gonna be about cool tombstones. And I thought it was kind of different and unique read. So I picked it up, and then when I read it, I found out so many more things. So like the synopsis says, it's not just unique tombstones, it's also like famous people that are buried here in Texas, such as Chewbacca, the original guy who played Chewbacca from Star Wars, and the girl that played the original Peter Pan stage play. She's buried in Texas as well. Who would have known? Also, there's like historic headstones that she talks about, such as like Bonnie and Clyde and where their tombstones are at, and the Wild West gunfighter graves. You get to find out where that whole graveside is about. And then, so like I didn't expect to really learn so much, and I learned a lot. So if you're a history buff like me, this is something that you would probably really enjoy, because each chapter is just a small chapter about each tombstone. So with each chapter, you're always learning something new. And so I think like when you can learn from a book that's creative and intriguing, it's just makes you want to read more. And so that learning aspect to this book was spot on. There's also lots of true crime. So if you're into true crime and listening to true crime podcasts, like the Mile High Club, or you're into, if you've binge watched the whole new Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, then you want to pick this one up too. Because besides like learning about some history and some like famous people, you also get to learn about like some unsolved mysteries that have gone on. Because there's lots of graves from back then that they were put in the grave, but then like it was never solved. Like how they died was kind of still a mystery. And so it's just really cool. And so there's lots of those spread out inside the book as well. And there's many times where I stopped after one of those true crime chapters and just like kind of did my own website sleuthing, Google sleuthing, to find out more about the case and if there's been any updates. But the author does give the most up-to-date information that she can. So everything is pretty up-to-date, but I just still just want to kind of look more into the case because I just find true crime fascinating in a way. So yeah, for all my true crime lovers out there, this book's for you. And the chapters are pretty short too. Like there's some chapters that are like 3 pages, 4 pages. Maybe the most was like 5 pages. She really like kind of has a formula to each chapter. You kind of get a little bit of how she found it, a history, and then like where you can find it now if you want to take like a road trip. So if you're someone who likes to read but doesn't always have the time to read, or doesn't like to read for too long, like you're not like a sit down and read for like an hour, you just kind of want to sit down and read for like 15-20 minutes a day. This one's really good because the chapters are so short, and so it's not something where you kind of need to remember what happened last chapter as well, because each chapter is a new tombstone, a new read, a new little story. So it's a great book to just read for a minute, put the bookmark in, go do what you need to do, and pick it up either that day or the following day. So I think it's a super easy read, and it is, to the end, it is only 235 pages long, so it's really not that bad at all. And I think the author does a great job of putting her own voice into the narrative. There's times, like I've seen this like journalistic aspect of books where they are very more technical with their writing, which is fine. But I really enjoyed that she puts her own, like, I can tell she's talking to us rather than typing out for a newspaper sort of thing. So I enjoyed reading her voice in this book, and I think it's great. I think the only like criticism I have of this book is that I think if it ended a little bit differently. This is her first part of this series. I know she's gonna make another book, but I feel like it kind of just ends, and it's not like, she doesn't give like her own take on the ending. I think it would have been nice to hear like a little bit of how she felt at the end, finishing up this stuff, or what she's looking forward to book 2. So that would have been nice, but I mean, it doesn't take away from the book at all. I just think it kind of just ends, and I wish she would have put that, but I mean, it's just a little detail. It doesn't take away from that this book is super interesting. Overall, I do give this book a 5 out of 5. I think, especially right now with October coming around, you want to pick this up. And right now, on my blog site, as of this posting, there is a giveaway going on, so definitely check out my blog post down below so you can possibly grab a free copy of your own. But yeah, it's a really great read. It's interesting. You're learning a little bit about history. You're learning about true crime. You learn about that different stars that were buried here that you may have not even known. It's not a hard read. It's interesting. It captures your attention. But thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. And until next time, happy reading.